as though I have conquered death. I live death every day. I am surrounded by it, smothered by it. Look at you now. He would have everlasting life. You seek to defy death, yet you cannot even defy sleep. And our like sleep is to death. It is a painted death.
I remember childhood without any friends. Just me and my imagination. So I made up my own friend. Crim's my best bud. I don't know what I'd do without him. But there's some things we should keep locked away. Not the imaginary friends, but the imaginary fiends. Crim, where are you?
You think you are free, that your decisions are your own. Tell me honestly, did you really choose this path? Or was it chosen for you? Your father, with every triumph, every failure, was it not his decisions that brought you here? Has his path not sealed your own? Marked out in golden bricks below your very feet. The path is set. Keep your head up. Keep your weapon loaded. Follow the battle brick road.
Good morning, come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker, on the grill we're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
Charge!
What is up, all of you fine people? We have got some interesting things going on in terms of me being able to stream today. Very weird. I had to reset my router. God, I swear it's going to be a boomerific day today. I had to reset my router, so then I went and did that, and then all of a sudden my headphones aren't working. So I don't know what the hell is going on, but we're going to see what we can come up with. Let's see what we've got here in the chat. I got a lot of exciting stuff for you. Yes, that's right. It is the late night crew over here, guys. And, yes, and Andy Smith's core draft is closing out. I just saw that as I was firing up my stream. So, guys, make sure if you haven't backed that book, I've backed it twice. You do. Go check it out, guys. Timmy Mello, channel member, is here. My man Diesel is here. Diesel, I was dying laughing when I saw this photo of your team and my team, past teammates, embracing for a photograph. And I said, holy cow. How beautiful it is. Hostman Socrates, it is great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? I tip my cap to you. Oh my gosh. Well, you're very welcome for the resource. You're very welcome for the, for that resource. It's true. The universe is changing course. Absolutely right. Go team. That's right, guys. It's great to see you guys. And of course, shout out to the Green Laser, who was first and foremost bada bing indeed. So yeah, so right now I'm in this bizarre circumstance where I logged in here and my headphones are not even working for some reason. It says that they're connected, but for some reason they won't. And so I'm going to try to figure out how I can get around that. But no one's in here yet. So if somebody comes in, I can sort that when we get there. So, exciting news. A couple of things. So let's start with all the different stuff I've got cooking, and I'll save the best for last. And what is up, Art and Times with Jay Ryan? It's great to see you, man. So, I've added a new shirt, and I have actually ordered an Iron Age shirt for myself and a Late Night Waffleage shirt. The link is in the description. What is up, awesome one? Yo to you too, channel member. How are you doing? Does it feel good? Does it feel shiny to be a channel member? I hope so. And then, so that was really exciting. I've spoken to the makers of these train caps, which I am telling you right now, too tired to hail the individual faithful. Timmy, it's okay. We're chilling tonight. I promised that I was going to do a stream. I promised myself that I was going to try to do a stream every single night. I was going to do one earlier today, but I had to go to the dentist to get a teeth cleaning, and I swear, oh my gosh, my teeth and gums were on fire. It felt like a root canal. And what is up? You're enjoying those emojis, man. You've got to. Yeah, that's right, man. You got a membership from our man Sumo Thori. So here's the thing. Craziness. So I ordered this hat just as kind of a fun thing, and then I put it on and I was like, this is really comfortable. I dig it. It's kind of got, it's a train hat. So it's kind of got an Iron Age sort of feel to it. And one of the things that was interesting is I reached out to the folks because they have an Etsy store, and I said, hey guys, can you put any kind of logo on here, or does it have to be this train? Can you put any kind of logo onto these caps? And they said to me, they were like, yes, we actually can. If you have art that you think would look good on the cap, we'd be happy to do it. So this is one of the things, oh my God. And all I got was this shirt. Oh my God. Guys, it's too early to kill me. The stream has just begun, man. You must have had a bad dentist because I had a root canal and I didn't feel anything. Oh, yeah, my root canal was glorious, too. Yeah, choo-choo. Shout out to Shane. And so here's the thing that was so funny about it. So there was that, which was really cool. The Waffleage t-shirt that's really cool. So I'm going to figure out what I can do because I want to do something cool, some kind of cool Iron Age logo on there because ever since I did those Iron Age pieces, it's been on my mind, and I've been trying to come up with, with cool logos and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot more merch stuff happening, and I can't wait to show you those shirts. But here's the exciting news, and it's kind of cool. There's 4 of you guys in here, so can you keep a secret? Here's the exciting news. So last night, or whenever it was, because it was the weekend, I emailed my printer to say, hey, you guys have got me the wrong tracking number. I can't, apparently, it's a food order going to a grocery store. Waffle lunch, speakeasy. That's right. Everything, man. Everything. We're everything here. And so they sent me the new tracking number, and knock on wood, weather, airplanes, I will believe it when they are in my hands, guys. When the pallet is dropped off and I get them all, gosh, it's going to be a big carrying job, one by one into my house. But Nosfero, the books, are supposed to be here on Friday, the 20th. So I'm supposed to be, again, knock on wood, or as they say in India, God touch wood. They're supposed to be here. And I am telling you what, you want to talk about a crazy, crazy journey to get here, which I know you guys know. You've been here, you've seen this stuff. I'm kind of in shock, because I've been flipping through, and you guys have seen me flip through it. I mean, it's crazy. I've been flipping through the proof copy of this book over and over and over again, and I love it. It's great, but I'm dying to see the glossy covered finished books, and they're going to be here on the 20th, they say. And so I cannot wait, man. Yeah, the tracking order is coming from within the house, so I'm definitely going to do if I'm not dead from carrying them in the house. I'm going to see if I can get my lad to help me with a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I am, guys, beyond excited. Yeah, pallet of broccoli. I'm going to be bringing those in. I'm excited, Sean. I can't wait to get my copy. I cannot wait for you guys to get these copies because, as I said on my last incredibly short stream, because, again, I'm trying to make sure I stream more. But as I said on my last stream, that there's been a lot of really cool stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff coalescing right now, and Sean and Jetty art coming together. And I've been really pumped about the stories I want to tell. I've been really pumped about where Nosfero is going and all of that kind of stuff. But everything is on hold, and everything's been on hold till I could get these books and I can ship them out, because that is the craziest thing about this. It's the first painted comic book I have ever done. It's my third book, but it's my first fully painted comic book that I've ever done. So it's a milestone. It is in my art, in my career, everything. And I am so glad you guys are excited, because I'm really excited too. I can't wait to get this thing. So that's a huge, huge part of this. I'm also talking to a printer. These are a very fast turnaround. But I'm talking to a printer about the 8.5 by 11 prints. That some of you guys got the book plus the print. And I just remembered, I wanted to check with this one printer. What is up, Choo Choo Schaufdale? Hey, you know it, baby. You know it. That's right. I mean, I'm from Chattanooga, so I've got to be a little bit of a choo-choo here every now and again. When I'm not chewing or dipping, back when I was growing up in Tennessee. But so I'm Nosfero, the books, the shipment, the freight shipment is going to be here on Friday. Again, knock on wood. That's what the tracking number says. I'm holding them to it. I have no idea how they're going to get that truck in my driveway, so we're going to see how it goes, man. We're going to see how it goes. And it was funny, I was looking at the weather, and it goes, there's a 50% chance of rain, and I go, is it going to be me on my one carrying all these boxes in to my house in the rain? It might be. Good to have you back, Diesel. And so, yeah, so that's the big exciting news. And as I mentioned last stream, I've started developing a bunch of different stuff right now. One of the things I'm working on is the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the sequel, right? The sequel to Nosfero in addition to Spring Ball. So let me show you guys some of the cool stuff I'm working on and how this stuff comes together. I know some of you guys do digital work, and some of you guys are kind of curious about seeing this stuff. And let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So let me show you all of the fun stuff that I am up to and how I'm sketching things together. God, I have a lot of artwork on here, and I'm not even sure which stuff. Let me see here. And let's see here. Oh, I know what I'll show. Hang on a second, guys. Hang on a second. And this will be a little bit of a, dear God, no rain on Sean, thanks. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, we hope. Chance would be a fine thing. But you know what? It's how these things always go. They're always a mad dash to the finish, and then they're a mad dash to, get everything done. So let me see if I can make this happen here. So let's open this up. But I just moved all of the Spring Ball files that were taking up. Oh, you got the comic and print and both art books. Man, let me tell you, you are in for a treat. You are in for a treat when you get those green laser. You're going to be excited, man. You're going to be excited. I cannot wait to ship that out. Yeah, I'm working on my Lucent piece. Awesome art in times with Jay Ryan. Well, this will be a great stream to do with that too, because, we're talking art. We're talking art and all kinds of madness and nonsense. So I'm going to show you guys, again, some of the behind-the-scenes craziness on Spring Ball real quick, because I think that's it's fun to show. It's fun to show, the process. Some of the stuff may change, some of the stuff may stay the same, but the main thing is I want to just show you guys all the fun that I'm having with this stuff, and that, I took all of the Nosfero files, which was a massive amount of files. I put them into storage, on my online, and cleared off that space because everything is printed. I don't need those files anymore on there. They were slowing the computer down because it's a massive amount of stuff. And I've got the next stuff to do. So let me show you guys a little bit of what we're up to. So for those of you guys who are new to the stuff I'm doing, this is the work I've been doing on Spring Ball. This is the work I've been doing on the story. And some of those pages are going to be more detailed, more finished than others. Some are going to be, there's going to be more story work happening. But all of this stuff is happening in concert. And this is going to be, just to give you a sense of the scope of the book and the stuff that I'm doing right now, this is what it's going to look like. Like, this is the massive amount of work. There's your introduction. It's in a lot of ways. My goal for this book is to make it, cost permitting, is to make this book in the same kind of vein as I've been printing my art books and printing Nosfero, because I would love it if all of my books that I do fit together really nicely and are something that you can have in your bookshelf. That's kind of the whole sort of angle I'm going with. And so when you look at, sorry to make anybody motion sick there, but when you look at how I'm going in and I'm kind of like fixing up the colors, which this is a page I've done a lot of work on, and how I'm organizing things, that's a big part. Springball, what's up, Phil? How are you doing, brother? It's great to see you. Yeah, man, there's so much stuff happening. It's crazy. And so again, I was working on some of the details and things for this page right here. And you can kind of see some of the scripts, and that is Springball Sands that I'm typing in, and I still got to typeset that a little bit more. And then this is a little look at the story, which has got my homage to Providence, which is where I drew and created Springball, where I was living my first year of marriage. And also Lovecraft, God, it's crazy. My first year of marriage, I was in a house. We had an apartment in a house that Lovecraft actually mentions in his book, The Shunned House. And I didn't even know how long ago Lovecraft was affecting my work, but I actually discussed the location of this laboratory, as some would say, and discuss it as being on Sentinel Hill, which was really trippy because I had forgotten that I had done that I'd had all of those elements in there. And so now that the type and the text is coming together, and now that the book is sort of getting where it's got to go, everything has got a really nice flow to it, and where it's going, and particularly some of the dialogue on this page kind of pits what I was saying to you guys last stream, which is it's pitting science and sort of science and Lovecraftian sort of magic, ideas about magic, and I should say, I don't even know what you would call it, because it's sort of science meets magic in the Lovecraft sort of sense. But it's kind of pitting those two things, and you've got a character in Springball where his first line in the book I love, especially because of what happens shortly before. So these are the pages that happen before Springball's first line in the book, and his first, and just to give you a glimpse of those, and again, these aren't totally finished, they're going to be detailed even more, but his first line of the book, which I love, monsters aren't real. Believe it. And so he's going to have his moment. He's going to have his moment of realizing that monsters are in fact real, in addition to the monsters that he's talking about, which are criminals who prey on kids, criminals who prey on the innocent. That is what his life has been up until this moment. And even though he is this sort of scientifically made creature, and you would think, or character that you would think is beyond being surprised by anything, in a weird way, he's pragmatic, because he's largely, all of his understanding of the world comes from science. And so when monsters enter his world, and when, things take this turn, it gets him to kind of rethink everything he was told by his inventor, who you're going to get a chance to meet. And he learns this through, I love this panel, because this panel right here, gosh, I can't believe I was talking about all this stuff back in the day. But this panel right here was influenced by Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Actually, Evil Dead 2, because that was the actual one they used from Evil Dead 2. So it's going to have references to all of this stuff when it's the scientists or the crazy, I don't know what you would call him, cultists backstory. You're going to get a lot of that stuff through things that you know, through devices that you know. And so that's kind of the plan. That's kind of the plan with the stuff that I'm doing. And so that's been a really exciting part of it. And I'm getting back to kind of drawing on a lot of this work and sort of seeing where it can go in addition to doing the sketches. And so there'll be more news on a lot of that stuff as time goes on and as I get a little further down this road. And, that's the cool thing about all of this stuff. The cool thing is that we get the opportunity to push the stuff and push the art form. And I've been very much in the Halloween spirit, been watching a ton of movies lately, and kind of just, keeping my brain in that place of making monsters and creatures and superheroes, because you kind of have to do that. I mean, you have to sort of keep yourself in that imaginative space, and I think that writing and creating and drawing is definitely a big part of it, And so just, I mean, oh gosh, let's see how this works. Oh, there we go. Cancel that. So I just saw something that made me laugh on my OBS, and yeah, it was fun. It just said, I have this thing I do. Let's see if this works. Of course it doesn't. Let me see here. I have this thing I do when I'm doing Double Impact, which a lot of you guys may know. And when I'm doing Double Impact, one of the things that I do is whenever I can't stop laughing, and that is a frequent problem for me when it comes to that's a frequent problem for me when it comes to Jericho and Gabe making me laugh so hard I can't breathe. But it's it's a ninja star. Yeah, that's what it was. But it's a frequent problem with those cats because they get me laughing, man. Is that I have to put up that post because I'm laughing so hard. And so it's been a lot of just head sketches and getting ready, because most of the work that we do, I don't think the work. I know that a lot of people have been talking about this stuff, but it is. Actually, I should say I think a lot of people. Did I say I don't think or I do think? I think a lot of people have been talking about this kind of stuff, but the amount of work that goes into making a book, particularly when you're more or less a one-man operation. Actually, two-man operation, thanks to Eric Weathers doing the lettering. And God bless you, Eric. But whenever you're in a situation where you're doing all this stuff, it's more work than you could ever imagine. Now, I've done 2 art books, and I would say this has been far and away the most ambitious project I've ever done. And that's probably in my entire career as an artist. But it's so rewarding to get to this point where we start getting you guys the books. Because ultimately, that's really what it's about. It's about, I'm not doing this for any other reason than to hopefully bring you guys some joy and bring you guys, my camera's on the wrong angle, there we go. Bring you guys some joy and to bring you guys something fun to read and fun to look at. And I think it's been so long since I've had, I've seen this kind of work being done, and I really wanted to see it. And I know I say this, a lot, but I don't think I can say it too much. It's you guys who've made this stuff possible. It's you guys who've made, this particular technique of making work possible for me to do. And I can't wait to see where all of this stuff goes. And it's fun. I love digital too. Again, I enjoy it. But it's so, it's so fun to be able to do this kind of work, and just really kind of get the feel of it. Every single one of these. Ooh, oh, Julie, Diesel. Oh, Julie. Julie's probably passed out, poor thing. She said to me the other day, she goes, I didn't catch the whole process of it. I had to watch it on replay. So, Julie, if you were watching this on replay, we salute you, Julie. We salute you. And thank you for your patience with all of our silliness, but that's how it is. You know how it is around here. But yeah, I mean, painting women's faces and painting Laurel. I told Julie this the other day that one of you, and I have everybody's name, but I don't want to either A, dox somebody, or B, if you're in the chat, you know who you are. But one of you also asked for a Phantomas head sketch. So there's 2 people getting head sketches of characters from this book. And I will say that this is the only painting that is for sale, this particular one right here, that will be owned by somebody else, because I haven't sold any of the originals, of Laurel from the book. And that occurred to me when Julie asked for it. She was like, how about a Laurel painting? And I went, wow, if I do a Laurel painting for you, it's going to be the only Laurel painting I don't own and that I don't have in my house. Because remember, I think you guys know this well, but I'm trying to get, what's up, Jeremy Burtz? How are you doing, channel member? Sir, it's great to see you. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys, but I haven't, I've got to keep these originals around, or at least the pages originals, not the ones I'm doing for you guys, because it's actually really helpful in doing the next book. There's only 33, well, give or take, including the cover. I guess it makes it 34 and a few other things, but There's less than 40 paintings of these characters in existence, and I have to be able to study them because I've got to get ready for the second book. So since I grabbed the head sketch tier, do I get a choice as well? No, the ones in the books. So the painted head sketch, yes. All those folks have let me know what they want, but for the ones in the books, yeah, it's just got to be whatever I do, because how do I put it? I'd love to say I'm going to be flying through those, but I don't really rush those. So I'm going to be doing those, and I'm going to be detailing them, but I've got to kind of just be in the zone. So whatever you get is going to be, it's going to be where I was when I was sketching it. It's going to be something completely unique to your book, as you would, of course, imagine with a head sketch. But yeah, those are just going to be monsters and all the cool stuff. That's typically what those are. And I'll know on the day, when I as I'm working on them, what that's going to be. So yeah, it's man, if I had specific head sketches, I can't even imagine if I'd ever get this thing done. I mean, doing head sketches in and of itself, I might do, I don't know. I was thinking about maybe doing a head sketch, oh no worries, of course, Art and Times of Jay Ryan. And how's the Lucent piece going? Let me know, man. I might do head sketches for the Second Chance Nosfero campaign, but I'm not sure. Just because I won't have to paint an entire book afterwards, but head sketches are a lot. I don't know if I'm going to do interior head sketches on that campaign. I will have to see on that if I ever do that again, because I just want to make sure that I'm putting out as much material as I can. And if you guys, like I said, if there's a demand and if that's the way it works out, then of course I'll do it. I'll do whatever it takes to keep making this thing as, good as I can and as big as I can make it. That's the goal, but I mean, it's like, holy cow. And I gotta tell you guys, I do wish I could I wish there were I could clone well, actually, no, I don't want to clone myself. That would be, then only one of us could live. It would get very Highlander-ish. But I do wish there were more hours in the day, because I do like, especially with this book, I like making things that are of quality for you guys. You know what I mean? Oh, very cool. You're flatting right now. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That's actually one of my favorite parts of digital coloring, But I can't tell you guys how much I cannot wait for you guys to get Nosfero. It's going to be really cool. It's it's going to be a beautiful book. I really think that I'm sort of like Michael in that sense. I like the European comic book method, and I like the design of it. And there's a lot of books that I'm really excited about right now that are coming out, but I do like that kind of that sort of sturdy quality of those. And it's an 8.5 by 11 book, so it's quite serious. And for those of you guys who've ordered the art books and the head sketches and all that stuff, when you get your books shipped to you, they're going to be bagged and boarded, and they're going to be what do you call it? They're going to be bagged and boarded, and then they're going to be a stack of 3 books that are going to be the same size. And I cannot. That's going to be so cool. I actually was going through my bookshelf the other day, and I saw one of my the side of a book, and I was like, "Is that one of my books, or what book is that?" And I took it out. And it was such a nice gloss, shiny cover. And I was like, oh, this is like art book 2. Holy cow, I didn't know I had a copy in here. And yeah, man, it's crazy to see. I cannot wait till you guys get these, because I sent one to Eric Weathers, because I wanted just to give him a sample of what the things were going to look like, because we like to talk shop, and he's lettering the book. He's just been great through this whole thing. And it was like, when you see it and it's like, oh, wow, this is bigger than a comic book. This is a little bit more substantial. And that's what I want to make sure you guys are getting out of this. All right, let's see what we got there. So let me see if that's all dry, which I think it is. So now we're going to have, gosh, I feel like it's almost impossible to do a painting stream and not get a little bit of Bob Ross into your system, man. It's almost impossible. So I'm like, now we're going to have some fun, I think. Yeah, I guess Bob Ross is everywhere. He's still with us all. Man almighty. But I will tell you what, I was watching something while I was working the other night, because last night, oh my lord, man, I was working on a bunch of different stuff. I was working on a t-shirt design, working on some animated stuff, and I started watching this thing I watch every year because I used to love it when I was a kid, and it was this television special. Gosh, it makes me sad. It makes me sad to think about Disney at this point. It makes me a little sad. But it was called Disney's Halloween Treat, and it was a very cool. It was a really cool special they would play every single year on ABC. So I'd go out trick or treating, and I'd go out trick or treating in Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, and where Dan Lawless lived also too, by the way. And the thing about it that was so cool is everybody in my neighborhood, particularly my across the street neighbors, they had one of those, they had a body on a pulley that they would just send down the pulley at us as we were coming up to the house to trick or treat. It was freaking terrifying, but I loved it because I was that kind of kid. And it was great, but I would always want to get home in time to see this show they used to play called Disney's Halloween Treat, and it ended with the Ichabod Crane Headless Horseman Legend of Sleepy Hollow short, which if you haven't seen it, it's one of the all-time classics. If there's one thing, I've heard a lot of, so what I'm looking for, we may have that conversation at some point later if I've got the energy for it, but there's been a lot of talk. Yeah, it is the best, 100%. There's been a lot of talk about the desecration of Disney World and the Magic Kingdom and the destruction of Song of the South's inspired ride. What's called Splash Mountain, which is tragic when you know the history of that ride and, you know, its significance and everything like that. But whatever. Disney's doing revisionist history right now. But I have said that while I know The Princess and the Frog is a great movie, I do think it belongs in Fantasyland. But I have said for a long time, because that is sort of Frontierland and Liberty Square and the Haunted Mansion, if they were going to not have Splash Mountain there for ridiculous reasons, the one thing I wish they would have done, you could do it with a log flume, it makes just as much sense, to do a Legend of Sleepy Hollow, where you're being chased by the Headless Horseman and all this stuff is happening, and then it would be awesome. So, again, I think they should have left Splash Mountain alone, but far be it from them to leave well enough alone. That's not really their whole shtick. But I still can't believe it's one of the most enduring and popular Disney cartoons, even though it's a short, cartoon. But they had a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back in the day, so they even had the other half of that movie represented as a ride, but they never did anything with Sleepy Hollow. They have, granted, my favorite ride in the park is the funnel cake you get at the Sleepy Hollow corner, but I love me some funnel cake. But man, I tell you what, it's such a great thing, and I used to watch that. I used to race home from trick-or-treating to watch that because I loved that short. I love the Headless Horseman as a story. I got the what's that company called? That's not Mythic Legions, but the Four Horsemen company, those indie, I think of them as being Iron Age creators. They started their own company, these famous toy sculptors called the Four Horsemen, and they did this thing called Figura Obscura, and they did the best Headless Horseman figure I've ever seen. It's just amazing. And I've got it over there. It's great. Look at the color on this stuff. I love doing stuff like this, man. I love getting the chance to do stuff like this. My goodness. And, it's great. It's great when you've got cool requests for the head sketches that you get commissioned to do. Like, every single one of them I'm excited to do. And I used to watch my mentor, Brian Stelfreeze, do color stuff and just be amazed. I remember thinking, I'm never going to be able to do that. But he gave me a footing and an understanding of color theory. And then, of course, just a ton of practice that's made it so much easier for me to do what I do. And I would encourage anybody who feels nervous about painting, you can do this. You can 100% do this. It's a question of, are you going to be the greatest painter of all time? If that's your bar, if that's your only metric for it being worthwhile, then you may be very disappointed. but that was never mine. My metric has always been to be able to do the best I can do with the skills I have and push myself as, far as I can as an artist. And that's why it's, I think I kind of came at it with the right approach, where I was just striving to be able to make work that wasn't terrible at first. And, and I was, because I kept everything I did, I would look at professional work. I never compared myself to like other students or well, actually I probably did that a little bit, but honestly, it was, I never compared myself to people in a way that was, flattering to myself. I always compared myself to people where I was like going, oh man, I got to raise my game. Because, I think that motivated me. That motivated me a lot, is to try to improve. And so that's ultimately, what you're seeing here is the evolution of that. And you're seeing a person who 100% could not paint during my formative years as an artist. I was terrified of paint and color and everything. It just got all mixed up. Never seemed like it worked. And yeah, it's cool. It's fun to be able to do this. It's fun to be able to put this stuff together. Let's see here. There we go. Look at that hair. That is going to be really fun to see. I really cannot wait for Julie to get this. And I can't wait for all of you guys who've ordered head sketches. My God, Lloyd Burton, all of you cats, Aldous. It's going to be so fun to get these in the mail to you guys with your books. Oh man, it has been a learning experience, as they say, just to get as much of this stuff done. And it's crazy. When you finish a book, the coolest thing about that book is that it's there. You, especially if it's a creator-owned project, you own it, and it's there, and you can reprint it, you can put it out there again. That's one of the things that's great about creating books for yourself. And some of my biggest heroes on the internet, and I've got quite a few actually. What's up, Paulus Arts? How are you doing? Gosh, we got a lot of artists in the house today. It's interesting to see yellow change on top of the black, giving a yeah, there he goes. Yes, this is the fun stuff, This is what I love about paint. I can't believe I was ever, oh, actually I can. It's terrifying at first, but I was so terrified of color and painting. I remember what it was like, and now I just have fun. Now I just have fun. And if there's one thing I would encourage everybody to do with everything is just get to the point where practice it until it gets to be fun, to where you can play. You can play and have a good time with it. That goes with ink. That goes with all of it. That goes with, because making artwork is it's a cathartic experience. It's a wonderful, look at all these fine people in here. It's something that's good for the soul. It's like listening to music. The little lady in our household just she taught herself how to play the guitar, which is insane to me. But she just got herself an electric guitar for her most recent birthday. And she's just loving it. Like, music for her is such a big part of expressing, herself. And, I tell you what, I encourage all of you guys. I know a lot of you guys have shared, some of you guys are drawing, some of you guys are painting, some of you guys just love to, frankly, some of you guys are playing sports, or some of you guys just love taking in the artwork. That's like me with movies. One of the things someone asked me one time is, they go, have you ever wanted to make a movie? And I went, gosh, everything I do, I love making this stuff, but everything I do is work. I want some of the things that I love to not be work, And so I really love listening to people play music. I love watching people box. I love watching people do things that I don't do in my spare time. But it's great when you guys share with me what your interests are, like what your favorite runs on comic books are, what stuff you're, excited about, what movies you've seen, all of that stuff. I love it, man. Because that's kind of how, I think that's how I got here. It's how a lot of us got here. I mean, gosh, I was watching Townsends again today in their 18th century cooking. And sometimes I think it's crazy because it's lightning in a bottle. But to me, that's one of those YouTube channels that I really admire, because it's just about doing what they love to do and sharing it with people, And I think that's always appealed to me. It's the same thing that is appealed to me about when I was teaching. Is the idea of, my wife and I were talking today about just how political young people have gotten, and that politics is both social politics and it's also ridiculously complicated politics that they don't know really much about, to be honest. They just know what they've heard online and are trying to figure out what the proper opinion is. And I was telling her one of the things I said to my college students when I was teaching, which is that world out there, that online crazy, you've got to have this opinion, you've got to think this, all of this crazy crap that's out there that kids are exposed to. Let this room be a place where you can turn all that off and just focus on art, focus on whatever your subject matter is. And that's a really powerful thing for people right now, because they're all, it's crazy. They're all just, they're very black-pilled in the sense of, and more so than it's just, the way things are. Because the way things are, I was listening to Alphonse Muka's daughter-in-law, who's one of my artist heroes, and she, if you know the Muka family story, it was not an easy story. They'd been through things. And she was a composer. And she was managing, I don't think she's still with us, but she was managing the Muka estate. And she has this British accent, lovely woman, and she said something really funny. She was like going, the thing is, everything's awful. But if you can find something that you can really throw yourself into and be passionate about, then you've got it. And I loved hearing this little old British lady, man. Yeah, kids didn't have any fun anymore. It's just a mantra and brainless life. Yeah, what's so fascinating to me about it is having fun is ultimately what people are in desperate need of right now. They really are. If I hear one more person under the age of, 16 saying to an adult or a fellow, young person, you need to educate yourself, I'm going to lose my mind. I feel so bad for those guys. It's like, it's not for me. I already had my youth. And that's why I tell people, and all the time, everywhere I go, give yourself permission to be positive, to laugh, to have a good time, to feel inspired, and don't let anybody tell you that you're that you're not that you're an idiot for doing that, because it is so easy to get sucked into negative stuff. It is so easy. Everything's awful. I hate everything, and that was the funniest thing about it, right? She's, I was thinking about this with regards to Buddhism, which is not my particular thing, but it was interesting that, the first sort of realization, or the first, realization of the Buddha was that all life was suffering. Now, that is what it is, but it's, the question then becomes one of my other favorite quotes, which is, so what? Now what? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? Are you going to paint? Are you going to draw? Are you going to laugh? Are you going to read that book? A friend of mine said to me, and I love this guy, man. He's my brother Nick. One time he was talking to me, and he said, man, I just haven't read books in forever. I haven't got any time to read books, man. And I said, would you say, though, if you swapped out all of your time reading social media stuff and replaced it with reading books, you would have enough time, you would have more time to read books. You could have read a few books by now. And he was like, oh my God. You're right. It's crazy, man. I have come that you may have life. 100%. The best part about getting older, 100% there, I love that opening sentence, is realizing how dumb you really were, how much you know now, and if you still want to learn, you are really winning. Yes! Thank you. Yes. I was sitting there. It's so funny you say that, Art and Times of Jay Ryan. I was sitting there. Gosh, it must have been about a year ago, because it was a part, or maybe more than a year ago, because it was a part of the cauldron that was Nosferatu. And I realized that I've heard about the Count of Monte Cristo my entire life, but I've never read it. And I don't know the story. And I decided that I was going to sit down, and I knew quotes from it. I loved quotes from it, but I'd never read the book. And I decided I'm going to put that audiobook on, and I'm going to know what the heck the Count of Monte Cristo, like, outside of the movie, outside of it, what made that book so great. And the book was incredible. It's a thousand times, and I don't blame the filmmakers, because that's a tough thing to put. You've got to put that into a certain amount of time. It's got to have to be either a mini-series or a Netflix series, or back in the day that wasn't the case, or it's going to have to be really shortened. And they shortened it. But the story itself of the Count of Monte Cristo is completely brilliant. You know, it's just a brilliant, brilliant story. And I love it. I love that story, because it's a story of, you know, in a lot of ways, what do you do? Like, what is at the end of revenge? You know, it's Ben-Hur as well is a great movie because of that. What do you do once you achieve revenge? Once you go after people and you ruin their lives and you destroy your enemies, do you know how to live? You know, or, you know, because your anger will just sort of eat you up. And I think that was the thing that, you know, you saw that even referenced in The Princess Bride with, you know, it really did have Count of Monte Cristo vibes to it. I think that was probably the biggest influence on that story. I don't know if I've ever thought about that before now, but that's 100% the big influence on that story for me. And then I start thinking about how many books I haven't read yet, and how many things there are out there. And what am I going to spend? You know, time is precious. What am I going to spend my time doing? Now, when I'm here with you guys and I'm moving the paintbrush across the illustration board, to me, that is a great use of time. And I said, you know, I want to make sure that I'm showing up for you guys. I want to make sure that when I have the impulse that I do this and put this stuff out there, because, yeah, I mean, I need time to recharge just like anybody else, but I like being here. You know, I like being in this space. A fortune cookie from a video at my brother's birthday party in 1998. The old trust everyone, the mid trust no one, and the young know everything. That is great. That is a great fortune cookie. Yeah, that is, wow. That is a crazy one, man. That is a crazy one. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that is a trip, man. Yeah, there's so much wisdom out there. There's so much cool stuff. And I've been watching, and I'm fortunate that there's a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, whether it's The Choice Voice. And granted, The Choice Voice, I love Michael to bits. He's my friend Michael King out of Oklahoma. He's done Star Trek fan films. I think I sent Anna a link to one of his fan films once. He's just a terrific guy. Really nice guy. Michael, if you're watching this at some point, man, shout out to you, brother. Much love. But Townsend's, gosh, I'm just trying to think of all the people. Leslie Chambers, Kaiju Reviews. I think he's wrapping his channel up. I wish he wouldn't, but I understand. I mean, he wants to do other things. He wants to travel. But he has just a great channel on collecting X Plus Kaiju figures. But Townsend's is a great one. The Grim Life Collective, I love it. What's up, big boy Robo? How are you doing, my friend? I hope you are doing well. And, yeah, but it's just, there's so much, I don't know, there's so much stuff I get inspired by. I know that Chokeout, who, by the way, I just saw this when I was firing up my stream. I don't, you know, it is what it is. One of the reasons why when I was posting the stream is I was about to tweet it out. I saw that John had been streaming and was closing out Cordrath, so it's like, I'm like, that's the Comic Skate stream, you know, for this evening, you know, guys, go check it out. I've backed that book twice. I did a lot of promoting with Dan Flawless Lawless, who's a Waffle Lodge member here, yeah, it's go check it out. Cordrath. Andy Smith did the cover to my first professional book. He's a terrific dude. Gosh, where the hell was I going with that? I just got completely distracted. but there's so much cool stuff that's coming out, and there's so much, work to go in and investigate and see, man. And I love this stuff. I love it. So, big boy Robo. Since you're coming in, I just realized I mentioned this at the top of the stream, that I wanted to do a stream, one, just to talk about the new Waffle Lodge t-shirts, but I just got confirmation from the book printer that according to the freight carrier that's shipping the books to me on a giant pallet, the books should be here, knock on wood, on Friday. And so then we can start, the missus and I, when she gets a chance to sit down with me, God and Almighty knows what the look on her face is going to be when she sees how much of our house is taken up by these books. But then we're going to start talking about, getting them organized, getting them ready to ship, and, all of that great stuff. So I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. Yeah, guys, it's going to be so cool. I cannot wait to open the first box of those. Like, I'm just going to be... I'll probably have you guys, I'll probably do it during a live stream. Because I don't know. There will be emotions. Oh, I know what I was talking about. There you go. I was watching the Grim Life Collective, and they were at this amusement park that Chokeout had told me about, called Alden Towers. And they had they do this really cool Halloween thing. They got a lot of old castles and stuff there. But it was a really inspiring stream because I did not know all of the cool Halloween stuff they did there. Really awesome. And yeah, I've been in the Halloween spirit. We went to this thing in our town called, or not in our town, but in Providence, so close, in our state, called the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. And it's a bunch of video. And there's a bunch of video online about it, but it's a bunch of pumpkins. It's like thousands of pumpkins hanging from trees, intricately carved. They change them out every 5 days. And it's just crazy. You walk into this place, and it's just all these jack-o'-lanterns all around you. And it's so, so cool. I love this stuff. Actually, let me see something real quick. I just want to see if I can do this. I keep forgetting when I'm on StreamYard that I can show certain stuff. But I don't know if this will work. But let me just try this. Let's see if this works. Let's see if it goes. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Yeah, find a young lad to work for you and pay in candy bars. Well, my son, God bless him, unfortunately, he's already been working for money. So it's going to be tough. But yeah, he's a good lad. He'll help me, man. He'll help me with all this stuff. So let me see. I don't think that's coming through. Oh, that's unfortunate. Let me see if that worked or not. Maybe I didn't send it. Oh, there it is. Cool. All right, so let me see if I can show this to you guys. Now, it's going to be a vertical image because I'm a boomer. So that's how that's going to work. Let me see here. So present. Let me see here. Hang on. Let's see if this works. Notes. Close that. I'll be moving at the speed of stop today because that's just my operating speed right now. There we go. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This right here is what this thing looks like. And let me see here. Add to stream or add to stage. So this is what this place looks like. It is completely bananas. And I'll see if I can show you guys this so you can get a better view of it. But this is like what you see. And they just go on and picture, I don't know how long it is, maybe it's like 3/4 of a mile or something like that of pathway, or at least that's what it feels like, of just wall-to-wall pumpkins. Some are more intricately carved than others. I mean, it is a sight to behold, man. It is a sight to behold. And yeah, it really puts you in the spirit, man. If you are prone to enjoying Halloween, you would love this place, man. You would absolutely adore it. It's that kind of party. All right, so now what we're going to do is, I think I have, what do I got there? That's cad yellow. Don't need that. Got cad yellow already. Let's do some cad red and kind of just start to put some white washes here on this figure. And get a little bit of white paint out too, because I want to try to make the flesh tone a little bit chalky, you know, just so it has a little bit of that reflective quality to it, which I think is important when you're doing this kind of stuff. It's like how to put the stuff together. Let me see here. Okay. Let's see here. Got that. And I'm going to make sure I have... Okay. Wish me luck, guys. These are always a little bit... This part's always a little bit nerve-wracking, but it has to be done. I feel like if Bob Ross was here, he'd be going, now it's time for your bravery test. Now it's time for your bravery test. So here we go. And the cool thing with acrylics is I've got options. I don't have to worry too much about how perfect everything is. There we go. There we go. Don't really need to leave that eye that color, but you know, to leave the paper there, but sometimes I like to. There we go. Just kind of get that silhouette in there. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of the white just to kind of blend that highlight in there. Yeah, this is going to be fun. There we go. Oh, man. You see that? I mean, you see, like... I love painting, man. I love it. I love making artwork. It still brings me so much joy. I'll be real with you. I don't know if I have a choice anyway. Like, I just love doing this so much. It's all I've ever really done. But it still makes me smile, man. It still makes me... Hell, other people's artwork still makes me smile when I see people making art. I don't know where that comes from, but I guess if it's just you're the kind of person who likes to see how things are done, that's how it goes. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just like that, we start to get that sort of base coat down of this character, just that base sort of tone of what this character is going to be. And then you can just see when you're watching, what's up, American Comics Company? You're always in good company when American Comics Company's in the house. It's great to see you, man. Yeah, man, it's... And thank you for being here, by the way. It's so much fun when I just love painting, and I love painting these characters. It's just a blast. Waffles and pancakes, pancakes and waffles. Yeah. Oh man, I was working on the intro for the show and doing all of that kind of stuff, and it's just I'm really committed in so many ways, but I am so committed to doing more stuff like this. Because it's a blast. It's a blast to do this stuff. And when I was doing it before, it was crazy, man. In the maelstrom of Nosfero and launching it, I mean, my God, it's like it was my first of hopefully many Comicsgate project, and I was just like, you know, how is this gonna go? Because I'd done 2 art books, I knew how those went. I was reasonably confident it would fund, and but you never know, man. It's like you never know, and it was a new, like a lot of things we do here. It was a new property, and it was, you know, it's and property. It's such a weird thing. It's a new story. I don't know. Like I struggle with the idea of that. Like yes, it's an intellectual property in that sense, but it's not like I don't know. I don't create to copyright. Like, or let me rephrase that. because that inflection be taken wrong. I create things and I copyright them, but I don't start with the copyright. I start with the idea. I'm not like, what I need a copyright. What do I make? What I actually do is I think, I have this idea. What's an idea that's worth spending this much time of my life doing? That's where it goes, man. Yeah, everybody's, hail American Comics Company, hail Jeremy Burtz. Always great to see you, man. I love it, man. Love it. Love seeing you guys in this space. Yeah, that's why the lodge was built. That's why the lodge was built. And I'm going to probably try to do another daytime painting stream tomorrow, but it's like, I'm telling you what, guys, my teeth, as you can probably tell from the way I'm talking right now, man, my teeth were just in agony, man. And it's one of those things where you go at first and then you don't really feel it as much when you first walk out of there, but freaking hell, man, when I walked out of there after a little bit, I was like, oh my God, this is painful. This is excruciating. So, what are you going to do? There we go. But yeah, man, I mean, it's, there's a lot of cool stuff right now that I'm seeing online and of people who, sometimes they're people who've been doing, YouTube channels for years and years and years, and they've just kind of recently caught on, or, in terms of, you have to put a lot of work into this stuff before you get to the point, and gosh, I'm very grateful for where I'm at right now. But, people like the Grim Life Collective, they were doing this stuff, and it's great to see. I always get excited about other people's success. It's just one of those traits. When I see people I like and they work hard, I'm always like, that's awesome, that's great, just how I'm built. That's right, guys. Oh, man, I'm so excited. And I love seeing those emojis, even though I can't share them on screen, which is annoying, but yeah. It's I love seeing that stuff. That was fun stuff to make. I want to make, I need more hours in the day, but I want to make more stuff like that. This is a wild color. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the color is called Parchment. It's like an off-white, and I kind of just want to use it. I'm going to try to do the whites of the eyes. Start with that as a base coat on the whites of the eyes, because as you guys know, eye whites are not perfectly white, and so you probably have heard that before, but it's nice sometimes to. I usually do a nice cool color in there, but I think I'm just going to start with this kind of parchmenty warm and see how this goes. I just realized I was covering that up, guys. Shame on me. There we go. There we go. Just kind of knock that back just a little bit. Just in there. There we go. And now I'm just going to grab a little bit of a darker color. A little bit of black, a little bit of this cadmium orange I like to use. We're just gonna go and usually I wouldn't paint in that direction, but got to do a little bit of that stuff because of the camera. I want to make sure you guys can see it. There we go. Just for right now, I want to kind of just rough that in right there. There we go. And then we start to put that face together just a little bit. They always, for me, everybody starts, or not everybody, but people start paintings different places. And for me, I always have to start with, and a big focus of it when I'm drawing and sketching things out, or even if I'm painting from scratch, always is the eye. Because to me, outside of the, you guys know it well, the windows to the soul and all that stuff, I really just think it's where the character is in its most pure form. I think Adam Hughes used to talk about doing that, at least when I was there at Gaijin. And actually, I think he's talked about that before on videos he did, educational videos. But I just think some of us, it's naturally where we kind of hang out when we're painting characters or we're illustrating characters, is to try to put that stuff in there. Because I kind of put a lot of emphasis on the acting and the way that the characters behave in the eyes. And now that I've got, that flesh tone in there, I can kind of see, and it really is a tone. It's funny, you know, Art. I think it was Art and Times of Jay Ryan who was talking about working on his Lucent piece, and the thing I'd say about that is what I'm doing right now is the exact same thing as flatting in digital. What's up, groomsmen? How are you doing? If you feel like popping in here at some point, I do have a guest intro with no name on it. It's general. So, dealer's choice and no pressure. Oh my god. It's too funny. But yeah. I've just been, that to me has always been a huge part of it. And my studio mate and my brother out here on the East Coast and one of my best friends, he's like my best friend after the missus, Nick Janesheg, who he is also a huge Adam Hughes fan, which is really interesting considering the stuff he does, which is a lot of landscape painting. And he was just talking about how just great Adam's eyes are on his figures. And I was like, yeah, man, you should. I mean, if you see Adam do the stuff that Adam does, you're like, oh, I still don't know how to do it. It's that level, man. You know? Yeah, that's right. I hate you. Oh, I hate you so much. Yeah, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love here in the in the chat. You know how it is. Yeah, well, it's like everybody's got to feel comfortable. It's too funny. It is too funny. Here we go. All right. There we go. There we are. I'm just going to put a nice sort of warm in there because I'm going to be building out the values once I get that going. And one of the things about the way, I'm saying hello to everybody. Yeah, late nighters and all. That's right, 100%, man. And one of the things that I learned about, there's a couple of great things I learned about painting, which is the more a feature kind of comes off of the head on a figure, so whether it's the nose or the ears, the more the shadows and the base coat of it is going to be red. So you really can't ever make the ears or the eyes red enough. And I love that aspect of it. It's just really fun. Actually, I just had an idea of something I wanted to try. I wonder if this is going to work, though. There we go. I'm just going to wash that over just a little bit. And it's great because the more I paint, the more the paint's going to move easier on this surface. But you can just see how when you make the ear just a little bit redder, it just makes it come forward. Do you know what I mean? It's such a fun aspect of this. I'm going to try something real quick because I haven't tried this in a bit. Hang on a sec. Let's see if this works. I haven't done this in a while. Alright, so let me see. Alright. There's a nice echo. Hang on. Still not working. That is annoying. Hang on. Look, there's two of me. Alright. Let's see here. Cancel. Alright. I don't know if that worked. Leave there. Alright, well, I'm trying to figure out how to get my audio to work. And that's the real trick. It's scary. Yeah, I'm having fun. I keep trying to figure out how to get my audio to work, but I think what's going to have to happen is, at some point, I'm going to have to figure out how to get this this Bluetooth thing set up because it's driving me nuts. Ever since I came into the stream, because I had to, it's so weird. It's not showing up in my preferences. It's so nuts. All right, well, we'll have to figure that out one of these days. We'll have to figure that out, folks. We'll have to figure that out. But for now, it doesn't really matter. Let me see. All right, I got that. That was scary, though. That was scary for a minute. There was 2, yeah. We just entered the meta Shanth-verse. Yeah, that's a nightmare that I think we all want to wake up from. That's how I see it, anyway. It's like absolutely bananas, man. So now I'm going to do another one of my favorite little tricks here for those of you guys who are, I don't care if it's digital, traditional color, this will change your life. Change your life. Always go really, really red where the skin comes together, because that's where you can see a lot of light reflection and a lot of light passing through. So where you've got those creases on the nose, where you've got those folds in the eyelids right there, and even where you've got the underside where light's coming through the brow right there, you can go a little bit warmer right in there and build that up. And that's one of the things I just really love to do when I'm working, is just watching the color come together. I would say you can go really, really blue on the highlights and really, really warm in the shadows. And that's, people are shocked by that, but that's really how you make flesh tone believable. Sometimes people put the cool colors in the shadows and they wonder why their flesh tone looks dead. And the reason is because the flatter areas of the flesh tone where it gets hit with light is going to get blue. And then, because it's reflecting the light, it's shinier. And then where the light passes through the warm skin, it's going to be warmer in the shadows. You do that, you can actually make believable flesh tone, man. Yeah, choo-choo, Shanth. Cheers. Yeah, exactly. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. And so, yeah, that's a fun part of it. That's a fun part of doing this stuff. Is just learning all those little tricks. And I think that a lot of what we do here is, there we go. I think a lot of what we do here is, in terms of learning art and learning our craft, is tricks. It really comes down to it. What is that? Is that a television? Or what is that? Oh, is that a... Oh, good Lord. Is that a trolley? Is that a West Coast thing? Choo-choo. Yeah, well, look. You know all about the Chattanooga Choo-Choo, Groomsman, because you've known me for years. So that's the way that works. And then put a little bit of warm under there before we start thinking about putting the highlights in. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing right in there. Get that warm in there. There we go. Yeah, I love painting. It's crazy, man. If you guys could have met me in my... Shoot, man. Groomsman knew me during this time. I was not a painter. I was terrified of color. Oh, my Lord. I could have never done any of the stuff I'm doing now. Orange, we learning new things. Cool, that's right. Yeah, we are learning new things. Awesome one. I think we should make it a prerequisite for the chat that we tell dad jokes. Well, hey, listen. I thought it was a prerequisite. So I'm horrified to learn that it's not. How is it not a prerequisite? Come on now. Yeah, dad jokes are one of my favorite things, man. If it wasn't for dad jokes, I wouldn't have no jokes at all. Let's see here if I can get this in. I'm actually really loving this new painting surface, guys. It's not something I would say, start out on this if you don't have... It's not like $1 million or anything like that, but I wouldn't say start out on this if you are just learning how to do these things. But if you are an artist or illustrator and you're really wanting to try out something that you're going to get good results from, this surface and the way you're seeing me use it, it's a really effective surface. And it's crescent board with a canvas texture. And I get the thicker board because it will stand up to... I don't like things to buckle. I don't like to work on surfaces that feel like they're flimsy. So I like heavier watercolor paper and heavier illustration board. And that's the way I like to work, because I don't know if you guys can see this all right there. Let it focus. Do you see how the transparency of the colors, what it's doing? You know, Ray Haylock, what's up? Tug's web guy, how are you doing, brother? It's great to see you in the house. Much love to Tug. But you can see just that kind of warmth in terms of how it comes through. That to me is the fun of all of this. You know, I love I love lamp. No, but I love art. I really do. It's when I get commissions to do, and I'm really looking for, I'm loving working on the Lucent painting, which I've got down here, which I was working on today. And then, oh man, through the pain, through the agony. It was, but I love doing this kind of work. I love being able to share this stuff with you and detailing this stuff. I'm really excited about the Eric Weathers piece that's on deck after Michael's piece. I'm sketching on that. A lot of you guys have seen that. I love Battle Brick Road. The link for Battle Brick Road is in the description. Check it out if you have not checked it out yet. Hail Ray. Lots of love here, man. Lots of love. Yeah, that's right, man. Look at all this love. Ray Haylock comes in here and he gets the love. That's the way it is, man. That is the way it is. That's how we run things around here. Okay? Yeah, and for those of you guys coming in late and who have missed this, I just got word from the book printer that I will be receiving my giant pallet of books on the 20th, this Friday. And so, God willing, you know, if assuming, I don't know, weather or something, you never know. I mean, honest to God, you never know in New England. But they are on their way. They are packed. They are shipped. They are done and dusted. So, I am a little bit excited about that. You know, just a bit. Yeah, Eric Weathers, Battle Brick Road, guys. Don't miss it. Yeah, my art is... Hey, listen, brother. That is my son's art. I respect that a ton. Let me tell you. Coding is awesome. Awesome. I'm going to put a joke in the chat that I bet you know. You've probably heard this joke, but this is for you, brother. Ray Haylock, this is for you. I thought you'd appreciate that. Uh-huh, yep. You got it. The groomsman knows what I'm talking about. I knew you guys would love it. Yeah. That's how you gotta do it. Guys. Now I think that's gotta win some kind of dad joke award. Come on now. That has got to have won me some kind of dad joke award for excellence in dad jokery. That's how that goes. Yeah. Yeah, when you put those darker values in, then you can leave the highlights or you can bring the highlights out, and that's one of the fun things to do. Yeah, no gray. You're absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. Yeah, it's funny too because I always was laughing because you'll appreciate this. So the missus and I were driving our son. I think it was 45 minutes to drop him off at the place to coding camp. And I think that it's one of those amazing skills and amazing abilities that people don't fully understand. Like, people talk about coding. When people talk about coding who don't understand what it is, it blows my mind. it's like hearing people in 90s movies talking about the internet, and you're like going, do you even know what you're talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. Yeah, dad joke of the day. Bow! 100%. 100%, man. I've actually got, you know what, I'm going to give myself, I usually only save this for super chats, but I'm going to give myself a cheerleader for that joke, and all of you for being here. So, here you go.
Charge!
There you go, guys. There you go. There you have it. You know, that's how we do things. Oh my gosh. Craziness. Craziness, I say. Craziness, I say. Let me see if I can turn that off. Cancel that. And let's try that. I always love to see if I can figure things out on the fly. It's never going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. That is such a trip. Oh my gosh. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to have to figure this stuff out. But it won't be anytime soon. Let me see. Yeah, they're famous, the ever-famous binary twins, 100%. Yeah, I just finished my latest coding project. Only took 9 months. There you go, right? That is how it's a funny thing. Yes, and guys, check out Andy Smith's Core Draft, which is closing out tonight, guys. I'm excited. I've backed it twice. I had Dan Lawless on the stream. How much longer does Core Draft have on it anyway? Can anybody tell me? Is it like 15 minutes or so left on that? Holy cow. But yeah, Dan and I were promoting it on this stream, and it's so great. I'm so excited about that book, and I had a fun time talking about that book. Just a blast. Just a blast. There we go. Get some highlights on there. And now we're starting to put this together. Now it's getting there. You guys can see how, with a decent brush, and when you get the water to pigment ratio just right, which is really for me anyway, most of what painting with acrylics and watercolor is about, is getting that ratio right. There we go. And then you can start to see how we can get the highlights in, and then we can wash sort of darker paint in there. Aren't they closing out on Malin Stream now? Yes. Yeah, when I was firing up this stream, I just saw that. That's why I'm trying to get as many streams as I can in the bank. And, just because I've been trying to get into the habit of streaming. So I was kind of like, I'll just do a low-key painting stream and stuff like that. But yeah, is it closed out yet now? I don't know. Is it West Coast? Yeah, it's West Coast time, so it's probably the next 14 minutes or so. Yeah, so if you haven't backed it, guys, please go check out Core Draft. 100%. Web guy, yes, they are. Yeah. And I know that Dan Lawless was over there, because I just saw that, and I was like, oh, man. And, yeah. It's been a weird day, man. It's been a weird day. Holy cow. There we go. So you guys can kind of see what we're doing with the highlights there. So yeah, if you guys have not backed Core Draft, I had Andy on the show, and it was a way back, like at the start of Core Draft. I am really excited about that project. And then we did a big push here. I think it was it last week we did that? And you guys were great. You guys moved the book, so make sure you're back in it. Yeah, I'm going to showcase that project. Oh, cool. To Tug soon. A little nervous. Oh, man, I'm sure it'll go great. Man. I mean, there's some really cool stuff happening. People are doing some cool stuff, in terms of building websites and all of that kind of stuff. It's really gotten pretty impressive, I gotta say. And certainly in terms of YouTube channels. I mean, I remember one of my favorite streams, and this goes way, way back, was, I think it was the first Anime Matsuri meetup stream. And I think I emailed Tug to tell him how fun it was, because I, as someone who wasn't at the stream, or I'm sorry, in Houston, I felt like I was there. Do you know what I mean? All right, finally settled for the night, says Diesel. Right on, brother. And congratulations to your Raiders, brother. Congratulations. It was really cool to see somebody walking around the convention floor and showing what it was like. I mean, look, my sister-in-law lives there, and I'm going to tell you right now, that freaking convention center looks like a city, for heaven's sake. It is huge. Yeah. See you, Diesel. Yeah, I think Diesel's... is Diesel heading out or staying in? I don't know, but God bless either way, Diesel. We love you. That's how that works. That's what that's about. But I was so amazed at the scale of that place. I was like, good Lord. I mean, I know it's Texas, and I was born in Houston, interestingly enough. But I actually had not been... I don't think I'd been back to Houston since I was born at that point. I went out there shortly after to see my sister-in-law's new house, which is just beautiful. And but I hadn't been out there for a bit, so it was cool. It was cool to see the convention center, and apparently there's a lot of great food in and around the convention center. That's what everybody says. I mean, we had some great food when we were in Houston, of course, but I haven't been out to that area, and apparently there were a lot of really great restaurants around it, but who's to say? I've never been, so it sounds cool. Oh, no, Groomsman, what I meant is I'm settled in now. I can relax and watch the stream. Understood, Diesel. Understood, brother. And, but yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Houston is a lot, in some ways it's a lot like Atlanta. I mean, obviously it's a lot more, well, I don't know if it's more humid than Atlanta these days, but, because I hear tell that Atlanta has had its humid times for people who went to Dragon Con not long ago. But yeah, Houston is really humid, but the highway system and how you get around in Houston is pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy indeed. Yeah, of course, man. There's love here. There's love here for the Diesel. In that case, welcome. That's right. That's right, man. That's right. Oh yeah, man. I've got some killer stuff. I forgot to show this to you guys. So guys, I've been hard at work making cool stuff for this channel. So when folks that I know pop into this stream, right? Because I've got some Waffle Lodge people. Tonight's a really crazy night because I would have streamed earlier today, and I would have done, I would have streamed earlier today if I hadn't had that dental stuff and it had been just nuts. But the thing about it is, yeah, oh, you grew up around Houston as well. Wow, an hour's drive south of it. That's not far in Texas, man. Yeah, Dr. Rand Paul is close to Houston and has his events near there as well. Wow, holy cow. Ron Paul, not Rand Paul, sorry. That's awesome. And but let me show you what I've done. So when guests come in the show, I've actually built these out, and so this is what I've come up with for when guests come in. Because I'm not going to do intro videos, because that's not, that's something I did for Ethan. I'm not going to be doing it probably here because it's a lot of work. But I did come up with these. So here you go, guys. Here's your, wow, OBS. That's still relevant. Yeah, totally, man. Yes, 100%. Yeah, if you build a time machine. So here's what I've been working on for when people come in. Charge! I'll give a shiny new quarter to anybody who can tell me where that's from. Yeah, wow. Yes, yeah, Beaumont. Yeah. I used to use OBS when I was part of a website and live challenge show called Battlecam. Very cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah. There's got to be a better way. You know what I mean? There's got to be. I feel like there are better ways. You can do 2 cameras in StreamYard if you upgrade and all of that other stuff. But I don't know, man. For me, I wish I could get a perfect blend between StreamYard and Ecamm. That would be my ideal situation. There we go. There we go. We're just gonna get a little highlight on there. There we go. Yeah, and it's sometimes, I'm probably not going to leave it like that, but sometimes it's fun to do the sharper stuff. Oh, dude, thanks. Sean, you are a one-man legend. You too, Diesel. God bless you, man. There we go. I've been having, yeah, I love making stuff that's entertaining for you guys and that's fun. And you know, I just have a lot of happy memories with my brothers in high school, going to Waffle House, sitting there all night, having coffee, breakfast anytime. Like, that's just where I live, man, you know? Bride of Frankenstein as a kid. Yeah, right? Oh my God, that's a trip, totally. Well, it's funny too, because the gal that this is based on is one of the Hammer horror movie beauties. I don't even know if I could show you that book and still keep this stream going, because it's pretty racy. But this is based on, inspired by Madeline Smith, who you guys might know from The Vampire Lovers. She was a Bond girl. She was basically one of those, like, you know, British hotties, for those of you guys who like the British ladies. And yeah, she was in a couple of Hammer horror films. She was in Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, and she was in The Vampire Lovers. And yeah, quite the looker. No pun intended as I paint this eye. There we go. There we go. Slowly we're getting there. Gotta do this for Julie, man. Oh, happy B-Day to your offspring. Thank you so much, by the way. You can officially charge them rent. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm with you, though. Yeah, totally. Dang it, just realized I was behind on the stream. Oh, hey, no worries, man. My God. Yeah, it. You know, we keep things... I don't even notice. I think I'm behind. I think my hard drive is running a little bit slow. Man, I got to tell you this. Let me just pull this up because I want to show this on stream here. Let's see here. And it probably is going to have... Is it closed already? No, it's not closed. It's still funding, I think. But for all of you guys who have not checked it out and seen it yet... Oh, let me just see this real quick here. Shanth, question. Drawing faces, did it come naturally or did it take time to perfect? Both. I would say that I always liked drawing faces, and I was always better at drawing faces than I was at anything else. But I didn't understand how to draw faces in a non-cartoony way. And I still do draw in a somewhat cartoony way, but it took me a while to really see the faces. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, everything I've done is taken, you know, it's like anything. You know, you start out, I talk to my plumber about this all the time, you know, great guy, John Davidson, shout out to him, man. But when he comes by to do work, and we were talking about how you first got to achieve that competency, and then a lot of it is just gaining more proficiency and mastery as you go. It's a little bit like that, I think. I think Jeremy Ice and Fire watched a Hammer film, a watch along last year, or was that someone else? I don't know. We did Hammer horror films on here when we were doing the horror show, Vaughn and I. But he might have done a watch along of it, and my friend Michael does those too. I was way behind, says Diesel. I have several buddies who are... tattoo artists are amazing. Only 2 of them will do faces or portraits because it's difficult. Let me tell you something. I 100% do not want to ever have to use skin because I want to erase. It drives me nuts. Okay, Ray Haylock says, crap, I gotta bounce. Oh my gosh, pregnant wife rules the roost. Oh, God bless you guys. 23 weeks now. Time flies when you're always in trouble. All right, Ray Haylock. You guys, I'm sending my best. That's wonderful news. And give my best to your wife. That's fantastic, man. See you, Ray Haylock. Yes, indeed. Peace, Ray. Later, Ray. We love you, Ray. Take care, man. That's fantastic. I love hearing stuff like that. Yeah, and congrats indeed, says the groomsman. 100%, man. I love it. That's so great. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I love. Like, you know, I was looking at my 18-year-olds the other day, my kids, and we were watching little baby videos of them, and you can just sort of see the trajectory of who they were, even at that early age. It's crazy. Yeah, blessings, Ray, says Diesel. Right on, brother. Right on. Yeah, there's something beautiful about it. Love kids. You know, I'm fortunate. It's like Gabe was sending me today. I mean, man, God bless her. She did a great job, and it's not easy work to do because you know, if you got people who are afraid. I always feel bad for dental hygienists because it's like they're like, you know, people don't like going to the dentist and they got to do it, and it's like I always say this: you wouldn't mind going to the dentist if you didn't have access to one and things got really out of hand. It's only because we get the drop on this stuff, right? That we can complain about having a dentist. Go somewhere where they don't have dentists, and it'll change your life. But it's an interesting thing because it just I was just laying on the couch like just rocking the Advil, and Gabe sent me a picture of his granddaughter, and I was just like, oh man, that's the best stuff in life, man. That's the best stuff in life. Shout out to Gabe, and shout out to Gabe's family. That's what it's about, man. Here we go. And so she's going to have green eyes, and so you can see, let that focus a little bit. You can see what we're doing right there. We're just kind of bringing out those highlights. There we go. Yeah, it's coming together. There we go. Sean, at what age would you say you said to yourself, or undoubtedly knew, you had this talent, and what was your inspiration? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was drawing without even thinking about it from a very early age. And I actually, because I only looked at people that were better than me, like I remember every artist I thought was amazing. The first time I think I realized it was a talent is when I was in first or second grade, and they brought me up to meet the high school art teacher, and I didn't know why. Like I thought I might be, I thought I might be in trouble, and yeah, I had no idea what they were doing, because usually when I got taken out of class, it was because I got hurt, because like, oh gosh, me and my friends, we'd play so rough in elementary school. I was always going to the emergency room. But it was like, but I remember they took me up to meet the high school art teacher, and she gave me this sort of like test of drawing a portrait inside of a grid, which was an assignment for her high school students. And I didn't know I wasn't like, that was a hard thing to do, because everything was hard for me. Writing my name was hard. I had really bad motor skills, weirdly, even though I could draw. And I did it, and she was just like looking at me, and I just knew like, oh, she thinks I'm good at this. Because I've watched people watch me try to write letters, and I was dreadful penmanship, So yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. Crazy thing. God bless you guys. Yeah, man. I watched a couple of episodes of some Korean show, and a dude is on the way to the dentist, but the train car he is on gets flung into the future with no cities around or human life. No. Oh, awesome one. My other favorite one in American Comics Company, right on, man. Have a good one, Ray. My other favorite one of those kinds of movies was Castaway with Tom Hanks, man. When he's putting off going to the dentist, and then he's on a desert island, or not desert island, but he's on an island by himself. And I was like, oh, God, no. And, yeah, we don't have to go over what his dentistry work was like, but it did involve an ice skate and a rock. And I don't recommend it. Guys, I don't recommend being cast away on an island. That is not a good idea. Here we go. I will tell you one funny thing. It was around the time I was working on the Cyberfrog trading card that, and actually that and this piece I was doing for John Malin's, one of his first Visions books. It was the piece, I think I sold it, of Lilith, that I did, and it was just in the fan art section in the back. But I think it's my first published Comicsgate work. And what was so interesting to me about it was that I didn't know I needed glasses, and I was just getting these terrible headaches, man. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But it's, yeah. But is anybody watching a show that's not made in Korea right now? I mean, honestly, like K-dramas are crushing it right now. Like every single person I know is talking about, particularly the ladies around me are talking about the K-dramas they watch. And I saw, if you're into this kind of thing, I thought it was a really cool story, just at least the bits I watched. There is a feudal Korea piece that is amazing. Hold on a second. We got Eric Weathers here, and then I may have to kick myself out. Hold on a second. I've got to introduce him, though, because this is important. So, guys, please welcome to the show the great Eric Weathers. Charge! Booyah!
Order up.
Yeah, that's right. Hang on. I'm trying to figure out why I can't get my audio to work. Are you hearing a bad echo?
Testing 1 2 check. No.
Okay, well, maybe it's just not as bad yet, but just let me know if there's a problem. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. I'm maybe a little sleepy, but
it's what time is it there? 2 a.m?
it's 2 a.m. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Well, it's got to be 3 for you.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing because there's something wrong with me.
That's true. There's more than something wrong with you.
There's a few things. Yeah, there's a few things. Welcome, Eric, everyone says. Yeah. I was so excited to see you. I forgot to use your intro to announce you, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, man, I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if you heard, but the books, Nosfero, the freight shipment is supposed to come this Friday on the 20th. Can you imagine? I'm like, so excited, dude.
That's incredible.
Dude. You have had outside of the missus and my brother Nick, who was doing a lot of editing work and everything on it, there's nobody who knows that book more than you do. You're
very intimate with it.
That's right, dude. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. I had fun because you always talked about, you would always talk about the credits page, and you were like going, what about, I should have put, though, I'm so annoyed, I should have put the great Eric Weathers there. I did put it in the back of the book, though.
Okay,
so
that's true.
Sure.
You don't want to be redundant.
So how things been, man? How's Battle Brick Road?
Good. I'm wrapping up the last 5 pages of the first half, which is a good milestone to be at.
Man.
Working on a page today or this evening, and probably got a panel's worth of inking done, which feels pretty good and good progress. I'm trying to get everything in before Halloween for those pages.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a wild time because I'm a busy guy, but burning the candle at both ends for a little while to reach that milestone.
That's that's what we do, dude. I gotta say, man, I'm so into your characters right now. I'm living hashtag living my best life. No, I'm loving, let me see if I can get this on here. I was studying, I spent an entire day looking at photography of lions fighting just to get excited about it. Like these aren't even, like, I don't even know how these would even figure yet into any kind of thing because, this is, of course, like the central sort of vibe, right? But the sketches are always kind of very free-flowing, but I've been living in that world. Because I've got, I'm very fortunate. I bought 2 copies. The Eric Weathers is bagged and boarded. Okay, the Eric Weathers cover is bagged and boarded. But I've got my reader copy, which is my Kenneth Roquefort cover, because I got 2 copies of it. And so I've got this next to me at all times. And so I've just been flipping through it. And I got to tell you, man, I've been going a little bit back and forth, man. Because the stuff you're doing now is great. And I'm like going, yeah, man, it's a big step up. And it is. But I mean, it's like, I love this book. I've been living in this issue. And I love this book, dude. It's so good. Look at this, man. Come on now. I love, dude. And the spoiler alert, back this book. The link's in the description. But I was flipping through, and there was just a couple of, I know you and I have talked about painting, and we've talked about all that stuff. But man, I will tell you this. There is such a painterly quality. Oh, there's an echo. Yeah, hang on a second. There's an echo. It's because I'm so loud. I'm going to have to, let me see. I got to figure out if I can do something. Eric, can you hold down the show?
You know me. I'm a beacon of entertainment.
You are a beacon of entertainment. Hang on a second.
Yes.
I'm going to leave for a second, and I'm going to see if I can get this right. So hang out in there. I should be back. If not, this will be disastrous. I know you're like, I didn't plan on coming in and having this happen.
Just wanted to say hello for a few minutes. Now I'm manning the ship. Hey,
you're going to man. It's
life's full of changes.
I will be back in a second. Let me see if I can get this to Battle Brick work. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shantha and Jetty. This is the Waffle Lodge Art Stream Extravaganza 2.0 with a much better, younger model with a little bit less gray in the beard and a much fairer skin. If you haven't backed Battle Brick Road 2, what are you doing? It's the worst decision in your life not backing Battle Brick Road 2. It'll make everything better. Do I still have an echo? You're throwing me off, groomsman. My groomsman now, my pseudo groomsman. Yes, Battle Brick Road 2. What can I say about this book? It's the greatest American tale ever written, drawn, colored, and lettered by a couple of goofballs from Kansas. It really brings out the best in people who read it. Brings out the best in people who work on it, who smell it, who are near it, who know people who have touched it, who know people who know people who know about it. It's a real game changer in the land of crowdfunding comics. It's a real game changer in comic book history with a website exclusive cover where every single version of that cover is unique from all of the rest. I dare say groundbreaking, earth-shattering levels of innovation happening with Battle Brick Road 2 by my good friend, the great Eric Weathers, as he calls him, as I like to call him. Again, my name is Shantha and Jetty, and this is the Waffle Lodge. In Germany, they call it the Luftwaffe. Get it? The Luftwaffe. Anyways, I can change my name to the best man for you, Eric Weathers. See, you know what's funny about that? I've been a best man like 7 times. 7. I'm retired from being on wedding parties. I don't want to do it anymore. I've been in too many of them. This is a lot longer than a second. I feel really uncomfortable being full screen. You guys can look at all my toys back here. You want to see something cool? This is the Mrs. and I in action figure form. These are our spirit animals right here. Had to get them. Had to get them.
I don't think I got it working, brother, but here we are.
There is
I'll try to keep the echoes down to a minimum, but I have no idea what's going on with my audio. It's just not hooking up to my Bluetooth for some reason. So
it's me. It's my fault. No,
it's not your fault. You're doing great.
It's your
man.
fault,
You're doing fantastic.
but it's my voice
Let
that's
me
echoing.
see. Yeah, it was Sean's fault. Echo's gone. Yeah, I know it's my fault. Man. It's one of those things. So what were you showing? I missed it, man.
So this is the wife and I right here in action figure form.
I knew it.
Metaphorically speaking.
Oh, dude.
Big Princess Bride fans.
I just got that on Criterion, dude. That's great, man.
Yeah.
See, look. Groomsman loves you, man. He's like, get rid of this Shanth guy. It should be Shanth and Jetty art with Eric Weathers.
Yeah. You'll see. They'll all see.
Oh my god, man. Let me see here.
If I back away from the mic, will it help?
No, I'm just going to click on, let's see, reduce mic background noise. Go cancel.
Do you have the audio coming through your speakers?
Yeah, let me just see. It's for some reason, it's like my Bluetooth isn't showing up as an option on here, which is so strange.
You gotta turn it off and turn it back on.
I did. I tell you, man, it used to work. I have no idea what is going on.
My Bluetooth's working.
I know yours is great. I'm the problem, man. There is no getting around it.
Yeah, I know. I don't hear the echo anymore.
You don't? Okay. Well, maybe, I mean, who knows? They'll let us know. They'll let me know why I'm a problem. It is what it is. But, yeah, I've never had this happen before. I promise.
It's the first time.
It's the first time. See, I knew I could get a laugh out of you.
Don't worry, Sean. It happens to everybody.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know? Shanth is extremely loud now, though. Well, that goes without saying. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm way too loud.
I just
Okay,
picked
let's
up
go into
another
settings.
bagger on Battlebrick Road 2.
That's right. Let me turn my volume down a little bit. How's that? Is that a little better?
You're not blaring anymore.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
yeah.
I just thought Shanth was loud. Yeah. So your plan is to get half of the book done, right? By
Before Halloween, yes.
before
Or
Halloween. My
I will
God.
count it if I get it on Halloween. I'll still count it. And maybe I'll count it if it's November 1st. But yes, to answer your question,
It's gotta happen, man. It's gotta happen.
I have 5 pages to draw, but they're in various stages of completion themselves. So it's not like I have to start from scratch with 5 pages. And I've
Yeah.
still got 2 weeks. So we'll see. It's going to be busy. It's going to be tight because of all the freelance and full-time lettering stuff. But
You don't say.
But yeah.
The busiest man in the biz right here. That's what you're talking about. That's what it's
That's me.
about.
By the way, when you hold it right there, it looks like you are Scarecrow.
Let me tell you something. Battlebrick Shanth. Coming at you live. Dude, I have to tell you, man, this Kenneth Roquefort cover is sick. It's great. But I mean, this has got to be one of my favorite stories that we've got. And it's so immense, man. It's so immersive. I have a question for you, man.
Mhm.
It's what are the folks like? I mean, because I've read it, I know what everybody thinks over here. But has Eric July read this yet?
I
What
don't
does he
know.
think about it?
I don't know. I don't ever ask people if they've read it. Maybe I should.
Put pressure on him and make it
I don't know.
awkward.
Maybe I need to send him a copy. I don't know if he has a copy.
Fix it, says the groomsman. Oh my god! All right, here's a cheerleader for you, and I have no idea how to fix it, man. This is a terrifying experience. Here you go.
Charge!
Yeah, there's no way I can figure it. Now let's see if I just click echo cancellation. I wonder if that's.
Well, I don't hear it anymore. So
Let me know what I can do to fix things for you. So, I mean, I would love to know because I know, like, I don't know if the groomsman's ordered it. He better have. But I really want to see because I love it and I love the take on it. Because when I was in college, and I just remember this recently, I did a pinup for a Wizard of Oz action comic. The groomsmen might actually remember this. This is way back, called Oz Squad. It was like this like non-futuristic, like it's hard to describe, but it was sort of like, one of those comics that came out. And I just remembered that the other day, and it was a little bit, it was basically the characters were what they were in the original story, if that makes sense. And when I saw this book and I saw like what you were doing with it, it's what I think needs to happen. Like the lion character is such his own thing. Like, how did you come up with that?
trying not to. A lot of what I've come up with is trying to do something that might look familiar, but do it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So the lion was probably the one I did that the most with, is because you can get there are a lot of anthropomorphized characters out there,
Yeah.
and I didn't just want to do another version of that.
Yeah.
So aesthetically speaking, I wanted to have a character design, a silhouette that is uniquely and 100% Battlebrick Road and couldn't be confused with anything else. So if I did a full lion face, right? If it's a full lion head, a full lion face,
Yeah.
and just like big arms and whatever, it's like they're everywhere. It just is a thing, like, and it could get lost in the shuffle of that sort of thing. But if you two-face him a little bit and give him a weaker human arm and this big monster lion arm and the hair and the dreads and the big beard and the lion feet, there's more character to him, and he stands out amongst the crowd of those other things. But I also like to imagine him as that in between Bruce Banner and Hulk, the in between of Jekyll and Hyde, where he is not that he was stuck mid transformation, but in the inspiration of trying to come up with that, it was like he is this hybrid of human and lion, and what
Yeah.
that means for the story. It means a lot for the story
Yeah.
because he's literally got a foot in both worlds. So um, he's he is being torn apart, and it looks like he's torn apart. So it's all the way through him as a character.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that I noticed about him the most, was the fact that I love that echo its way into your heart. He's just gonna be ribbing me like crazy, man. But that was the thing that I noticed about it, and that was the thing that I kept talking about, where it feels almost mythological. It feels like he's breaking out of it in a sense. Like
Mhm.
it's wild, dude. It's almost like Greek myth or something like that. And I think that
Yeah.
when you said Two-Face, when I've been playing around with it and sketching, doing these sketches, the Bruce Timm Two-Face was something that I was thinking of in terms of a structure, you know?
Mhm.
Um, no, it's Groomsman. Why? Why
These are the
Groomsman?
questions the fans want to know, and
Yeah,
now I have to give answers. At some point, I have to answer that question.
that is a question.
Mhm.
Of all the questions we've seen, that is by far the most recent. The thing, the thing that was interesting to me about him too is that Bruce Timm had that great way where he really pushed the features on the other side of Two
Mhm.
Face. And when I was looking at the Lion, I was thinking about, because I mean, it's the hardest character in some ways, but the most fun to draw.
He
Like
is an
Toto is
absolute
his own
blast.
thing. Toto's actually really hard to draw. I
Yeah.
know you know this, but
Yeah.
he's really tricky, especially when he opens up. That's really tricky,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, good
You're
luck.
like, "Tell me about it."
Yeah. No, I want to approach these characters, all of them, at least in a way, like there are going to be changes to characters that at the end of
Don't spoil it. Like
look different than what you've seen
yeah. Well,
so far. Like we're going to have. I want these characters to stand out in some way. So, um, you know, that's the thing is like everybody's like, "Where's Toto?" Oh, it's the
yeah,
ball. Like that's not expected. You're expecting a dog or some robot dog or something.
yeah.
I think Tin Man is probably the one that is um, maybe the most obvious. Um, that's not the right word, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. Uh, but we'll get to see him in a lot of humanity in him, which is ironic because he's not
Yeah.
human.
Here you go. People wanna know.
Main story. This is now, by the way, he's the best man. He's changing his name to the best man for me. This
There
is
it is.
decided when you left. So
There you go.
uh,
The best man. Can you
yeah,
change that up, Grimsman?
yeah,
It's not that hard to change your name, is it? Come on.
Eric's best man. Uh,
Make it happen.
what was it? Oh, how many issues? Yeah, so the main story, there are 8 chapters, and each book that we release is 2 chapters. So
Dang.
main story is 8 chapters. We've already got one side story that was at the back of the first book. So that is sort of a tangential piece of storytelling there, drawn by Mark Marianelli, also known
Oh,
as
dude, I gotta make
CAIN
sure.
Comics. Add that in there.
Wait. Let me, oh, you know what I should have done? Hang on a second. Let's switch you up.
Oh my
Bang.
god,
There
there
we
we
go.
go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And the great thing about this story is it fits right in between these 2 pages. So what happened between here and
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Just a little tease. And so Zeb and I, Zeb's the writer and co-creator. We have uh, a plan for other side stories for characters
Mhm.
that can dive deep into a different story for each one of them that still ties into, maybe not ties into the main plot, but sort of fleshes out the characters. We have a plan for Scarecrow, but I need to promote Battlebrook Road 2 more so we can afford the artist we want because he's perfect for the job, but he's pricey. So
Well, I'm gonna have to when I get my mic situation fixed and figured out here, Eric, which is gonna happen. My
Hmm.
headphone situation. It's gonna be life changing. No, but one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show and set up this stream thing is so we can keep promoting the hell out of it. Like that was a huge reason why.
Mm.
Because, you have this book launch, Mike's got all this stuff going on with the Lucent. Like it just seems like there's a lot. Dan is working on sketches. I know he's developing his book. And the groomsmen I want to see developing something as well. You know who you are. And I've just been thinking a lot about just how fortunate I am that I get to work on these characters and that what we're doing in this space. He's stream. This is like his time to stream. If he needs to
Yeah.
stream, he can stream. Yeah, we ain't like that. We ain't like that. He's my white brother. That's all I like to say, man. I love that. Was the funniest reverse racist stuff I've ever seen. And I try to discipline them, but my son goes, he's kind of like a white you. And I went, easy, friend. Your mother's white. Like it escalated, Eric. It
was bad. I assume. Yeah.
You know me. I mean,
I know your temper. That's what I know.
I will lay it down. But it's crazy because
You will punch your child.
when I was drawing, can I ask you a question? Actually, I always wanted to ask you this. When you think about your female lead,
Mm-hmm.
who is there an actress or is there a person you think of visually?
No. Honestly.
Right? Is
no.
that it? Is that it? It's tricky, right?
Yeah,
Just
no,
her,
there's
right? Just
not.
the drawing.
I have, since creating Thea Gale, I have watched movies and things thinking, oh, maybe so and so would be a good fit as an actress to play the role at some point. But no, I've never looked at least not this case. I do remember we had a female character in Flying Fortress, Penelope Adler, and she was a German test pilot. And I remember her, at least who I was thinking. I can't remember the actress's name.
Yeah.
But she is the girl in. She's a German actress, but she's a girl in National Treasure, the blonde-headed woman in National Treasure.
Now I gotta look. You're killing me.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's in
She's
another.
German, you said?
I believe she's a German actress, but
Let me just see. Okay, is it Diane Kruger? Is that her?
Yep, that's her, Diane Kruger.
Okay.
That
I know her from something else.
Yeah,
What do I know her from?
She's in Inglourious Bastards.
Yes, I know her from that, but I know her from something outside of that too. This is gonna drive me crazy.
But anyways, that was an actress where we were thinking, okay, somebody that like this for that other book.
Okay, I know her incredibly well. I just realized what I know her from. Holy cow. I will see if you can guess what other movie with Brad Pitt that she was in.
Troy.
You got it.
She's Helen Troy.
Got the theatrical cut of that. I forget where where I had to order it from. It was was it Romania or somewhere? But it's so great. What is up, Aldian? How are you doing, my friend? It is great to see you. Yeah, I think the redhead from Doctor Who is an ideal lady, the younger one. Wow, there you go. People have opinions. Yeah, she was Helen of Troy. She has a very specific look to her. It's wild. The way her eyes are set and her face. That's an interesting. Yeah, I would never have thought about that. That's a really interesting look.
Yeah. So the trick, however, with a Thea casting is she's got to be younger, and all the actresses I'm looking at are like in their 40s. So it's that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So.
It's so funny. Like this actress now. This actress wouldn't work. Like, and you're right. It's because most of the actresses we look at, yeah. I was gonna say, show me the money. Welcome, by the way, channel member Aldian. It is great to see you, my friend. Yes, indeed. Show me the money, indeed. Yeah, look at that bass playing. That's right, Rockstar in the house. If you guys could stop rewarding my insomnia, that would be. I'm sorry, 40% Zed. Also, hail to you, my friend. It's great to see you, man. What am I gonna do when Eric Weathers is here? When Eric Weathers is getting on a bad sleep schedule with me. What am I going to do? He's my Ninja Turtles brother. He's my painter brother. He's my artist brother. Like, this is how it goes, man. And
Oh,
I will
hey.
say this. The actress,
Go ahead.
I thought of a lot of actresses with regards to her. One of them was an actress who's been in a bunch of indie stuff, and then she's been on a Netflix series. And she played, gosh, what was her name? Was it Theo in The Haunting of Hill House? And she was in another movie where she played a character that was deaf, and I forget what that was, also directed by her husband, who directed those movies. And she's got a and she's older now. That's the thing. It's more about like what's in the eyes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's
For
there's this
whom?
intensity.
For what character?
Oh, just for Thea. Like when I was thinking about her eyes, like it's weird. But the only thing I've come up with when I'm painting her, interestingly enough, is I just keep picturing her as a painting. Like that's just
well.
Do you know what I mean? Like
it's kind of good. Yeah. I think I know what you
your
mean.
drawings, and then I'm just thinking about that becoming a painting, man. Yep, same here. 3:30 here. 40% Zed. I'm with you, man. Also, hell yeah.
I need to go to bed.
If Tom doesn't reward insomnia, he punishes sleep. That's right. The eyes. But you know, that's always the trick. I mean, that was kind of the trick. I always try to find a golden age Hollywood actress from either early talkies or silent to infuse all of the female figures I paint, preferably someone photographed by, someone like George Harrell or something like that. Shout out, guys. That's how we're going to make it happen. And for the Lucent, for Mike's character, I was looking at Hedy Lamarr, because Hedy Lamarr was this actress who also was the co-patent owner for frequency hopping. So she was both
I've heard that.
Incredibly smart, incredibly beautiful.
I probably heard that from you, to be honest.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And so I don't know, like there's certain people that, so I'm going to ask you some very random questions, but these are art questions.
Hopefully they're very personal.
These are very personal questions. I keep it personal sometimes.
It's just you and me here.
That's right. It's just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Yeah. By the way, couple of things to change the subject off of whatever that just was.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
29K, just reached it. 29K Battlebreak Road. And I've seen the initial sketch by Jose Garcia, who's doing a pinup in the pinup book, the poster book.
Dude, hold on a second. Yeah. I got to present. Hang on. Let me see here.
Also, I'm fading fast.
I know, it's okay. I'm just calling this up real quick. Don't panic. But people, look at how close we are to 30K, people. My family's been watching American Bandstand shows from the 50s and 60s. It's weird seeing kids well-behaved and wearing suits. We're bringing it back. We're bringing class back. I call what we're in right now slob pop. That's what my new slang for it is.
That's not a bad descriptor. Yeah.
So here's what I think we should do. We've, of course, blasted through 500 backers, and we're almost to 30K. What is your schedule like this week?
Well,
for streaming,
it's a busy week. So tomorrow night I've got, but when I say night, I just mean like late evening, after dinner stuff. Got something tomorrow and Wednesday. I think I'm technically free all day Thursday. I feel like something's going on Friday.
Well, listen, but
late nights like this are always open.
Yeah, let me know what time works best for you, so you won't be half dead. Because you know me, I'll just keep going anyway. But it's anytime I'll find a way to make it work. But let's set up a stream. We should do a big 30K push stream.
Okay.
This week, we got to do it, man.
Yeah,
that's the whole
reason
like why I got my StreamYard account.
Yeah, I'm paying for mine too, and I haven't been streaming at all. So
yeah, but you know what the thing is, though, man. You were carrying us for a good while there.
Yeah,
and it's time for us to carry you, Eric.
As long as there's only one set of footsteps in the sand.
That's right.
At all times.
Just know that all of those times I was on your back. It's like mush
Just
here.
whipping me.
That's right, man. That's right. Yeah. Do it, bow. Battle Brick Road. Also no fatties. Well, look, I'm here. Listen, I take offense to that. Yeah.
Hey,
Ow! That's right.
I've changed my body composition, so I can't be called fatty anymore.
I know. Hey, listen, brother. And Malin was bragging about that today. You know, he's lean, mean, and on the scene. That's the way it is. So let's do this. We're at 2 hours. You got to wrap up, and I got to wrap up. But I promised folks I would be streaming. I'm going to wrap up the stream. Eric, stick around for a second. I want to say hey to you. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in here. You know, just another low-key night stream. I'm just trying to get myself back in the habit. Probably doing some painting tomorrow. So do check that out, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Eric, thanks for popping in, man. It's great to see you. Stick around. We're going to play some stuff. I was just talking to Awesome One. I wasn't being a bully. No, you're not. There's love. There's love here in the chat for all of you guys. And channel members, check out your names in the credits. Thank you so much, Grimsman. I will see all of you guys soon. Enjoy the new credits, which we have thrown together for you. And let me see if I can even find them, because that's just the way it is. All right, guys, take care. We will see you later. Peace. Oh, wait, speak easy, stay gold. Keep the faith and peace. Boom.
Good morning.